Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Mike 45. Hey, pick your game up.
This is Chris Carson, 1,000-yard rusher a year ago. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
A run there on first down and a pretty good one at 5 yards, so make it 2nd and 5. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 40-yard
line. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Play action. Now Wilson. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
They run with Travis Homer, the rookie from Miami. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
It's 4th down.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They run for it with Carson. And he's not even going to come close to picking up the first. They stop him right at the line of scrimmage. The surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And the Bucs are going to take over with excellent field position to boot.
Ready? White 25. Mike 54. I got him.
They go play action here on first down. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Unable to stop KJ right there as he slips by for the sack.
It's 2nd down.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. This is Peyton Barber. He led them in rushing a season ago. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Marty, you wait.
3rd and long for Winston. That is caught. It's Perriman. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Brashad Perriman, his 4th touchdown on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Great corner route there. Not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You've got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field and you're breaking away to that corner. Boy, that was well executed.
And it's a short kick, taken right around the 19. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. Going on the ground with Homer. Tackle made that time by Vita Vea.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Alert three, alert three.
Wilson now to throw on third down. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. DK Metcalf, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field. And that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control, and how about the end result? A touchdown.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak can have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them.
And the Buccaneer first down.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 46. Barber on 1st and 10. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
50 to Mike, 50 to Mike. Man, I got it.
They'll try to throw now. Winston rolling to his right. Airing this one out. That's caught inside the 20. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. Give him 32 on the play. Sometimes the one-handed catches are unnecessary, but he was trying to ward off the defender with the other, so maybe that was just a good play.
So that tells you that not only do they imagine those types of catches, they actually work on them with defenders jostling them in order to keep their concentration and haul it in.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 13-yard line.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
They're running it. He's checking, he's checking.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Third and 11, and some extra depth to the secondary here. They're in the dime. From the shotgun, it's Winston. And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. Brashad Perriman with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. Gay is on for the point after. And it's up. It's good. Our score, 14-6.
Next to score, Buccaneers 14, Seahawks 6.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Check 13.
Hey, 0-0-0.
They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Mine's 54.
On second down, it's Carson. It was Jason Pierre-Paul who was able to get him down.
Jason Pierre-Paul.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit,
Gain of a yard.
After one, 14-6 our score on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here. They've got a 3rd down and 5 to start things out.
Mike.
380. 95.
Tight gun.
From the shotgun, Wilson. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
At their own 17-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down.
Ready. White 25.
54 Mike. Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense.
Jameis now on 1st down. Over the middle to Evans. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
Buccaneers.
Ready. White 25. Flip it. 54.
Working out of the gun, Winston. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. Winston in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 6 for 6 here to start the ball game. Winston gives to Barber. And he'll be dropped at the 23 after a pickup of about 4.
Peyton Barber, a surprise workhorse for the Buccaneers in 2018. I don't think they expected him to have 234 carries, but he certainly felt like he could carry the load and just carried it there for a nice gain.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Winston. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. And they try the sweep to Jones. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Came out in a power set, but that only served to put more men in the box. And guess what? If you're going to do that, you've got to win up front, right? Your offensive guys have got to beat the defenders. They lost all leverage on that play.
So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
so well. Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Able to shake free for about 7 up to the 35.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
On 3rd down, Carson. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Got what he needed for the first down with a gain of 2.
Well, that was big right there because they're in the bottom 5 in the league in converting on 3rd down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, 3rd down conversions. So they got one. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Devin White in there to record the 2nd sack of his young NFL career. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Vernon Hargraves with a pick. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Moving backwards on 1st down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on 2nd down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra. 22
yards there, a 1st down.
Chris Godwin, the former Penn Stater, should see an increase in action and production in 2019 with Adam Humphries and Deshaun Jackson gone from the team. 842 yards in 2018, second only to Mike Evans on the Buccaneers.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. And he will not get away. He's sacked back around the 3-yard line. Michael Kendricks coming in to drop him.
On any first and goal, the real estate to work with for the offense is really cut down, and the defense knows it. So they often bring heat and pressure, which they did on this play. Got him down for a loss. Not a big one, but any loss of yardage in this position is tough for an offense.
On second and goal, Winston. Michael Kendricks picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah,
What's going on?
It's not been their bread and butter. I don't know. Is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. A terrific job there to keep him out of the end zone, and now it'll be 4th and goal.
Ready? White 25. Hey, stop. Let's go.
They'll try it now with Barber, and this winds up a disaster, nowhere near the marker. They stop him up short on 4th and goal from the 1, and the Seahawks able to come up with a goal line stand. They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock, and a gain of about 4 here moves this from the 6 up to the 10. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Peyton Barber was the intended target, and it's 3rd and short. They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. And that is incomplete. That close on 3rd down, I think everybody probably expecting a run. Instead, they go to the air on 3rd and short yardage.
I realize this is a passing league, and they're liable to throw the ball on any down and distance. But that short, I do question the call. Run the football and pick it up.
47 yards on the punt that time, just 1 yard on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Throwing on second down. Wilson trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 25. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They'll begin the drive with Carson, and he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Pick it up, guys.
From the 27, Wilson, rush coming, and he's taken down. Devin White able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Now it's Wilson, and he's going to go down again. Devin White getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
At their own 15-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and give these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, Winston. Airing this one out for Evans. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Now Winston. And that'll be incomplete. Now they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
It was no secret who they were trying to get the football to.
Well, no, they went to him on 1st down, 2nd down, 3rd down, all 3 incomplete.
Yeah, and when you're unable to connect and you force it in that direction, all you're doing is giving confidence to the defense. They feel like they're really hurting you in a big way.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
At their own 39-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Well, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Squeeze, double. Deuce. No. Oh. Mike's 55.
Now it's Wilson. Left side here taken in by Metcalf. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 16 yards, a 1st down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Here we go. Hey, check 24. Watch 24. Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
From the gun, it's Wilson. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. Devin White able to record his 5th sack of the season. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Wilson. And the pressure gets to him again. Devin White in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here.
Check 43.
19.
Wilson looks to throw, fires right side, and that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. Ellington now to return it. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Once again, it's Barber. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. On 3rd down, Winston. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line.
You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
Go 14.
Watch out, watch out, watch out.
12.
Now Wilson back into his end zone. It's complete to Jerron Brown. Accelerating, and off he goes. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Jerron Brown, 99 yards. And the Seahawks are able to close the gap just a bit. And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the 2nd extra point he's missed so far. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
They'll stay on the ground with Barber. Skirts by him at the 35. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Bucs. They've got the football. They also are in front here on the scoreboard as we start the 4th.
Ready. 525.
54. Let's go.
They'll keep it on the ground. Barber and an alley to run. run. They're back now to the original line of scrimmage thanks to that 8-yard gain. Third down now to follow. Throwing, Winston. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Evans. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A familiar ring to that one. Winston to Evans for the Buccaneer first. On first down, it's Barber. The tackle made by K.J. Wright. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now Winston. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he is down deep into Seattle territory. A big play that time for Tampa Bay. 44 yards.
And the Buccaneer first down.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. They'll run on first down. Barber. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. Here's Winston. And he's got it. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now in the ball game for Jameis Winston as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Here's a handoff to Carson to begin the drive. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
Check 31, check 31.
First and 10 at the 40.
40.
On first and 10, it's Wilson. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Devin White, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Devin White make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. He's got the tight end, Vanette. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. The Seahawks will go for it. It's Wilson. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Devin White and the Bucs are going to take over with excellent field position to boot.
Ready. Check 55,
Mike. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
First down, Winston. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Howard. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. That's going to be caught. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. Well, I'm sure he likes his performance a little bit better than last week. He had the 3 interceptions here, none in the fourth quarter, and he's got his guys in front.
Guaranteed he put in a tremendous amount of work this week, but maybe the matchup is just better for him. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. It's almost like those golfers. Certain courses fit their eye, and they like what they see, and other courses, as soon as they tee it up, they know they have no shot. Maybe that's the difference for him. Last week, no. This week, a big yes.
Second down and goal. Winston, and he's got it. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Jameis Winston with his 4th touchdown pass of the afternoon as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This is taken near the 13. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Now we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. On the delay, here's Carson. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now Wilson. He's going to let it fly. He's got a man complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A gain there of 30 big ones. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Now a desperate, got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. And they're going to get the 2-point conversion, caught in the end zone. And that cuts the lead a bit further. So it would no doubt be a miracle comeback from here, but let's see what they can do starting with the onside kick. And the Buccaneers able to recover. Their hands team does its job. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. That one good for 37 yards. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuck that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
And when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Jameis to throw it. And it's caught. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well at hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with it. I struggle. But on the other, the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I'll guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners who had them. Hey, listen, get the points for me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people.
It got his man complete. 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf, 75 yards. And the Seahawks are able to close the gap just a bit. And can you believe it? He misses another one, his third so far. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone